The things you have to do just to get a thumbnail. Today, let's talk about sticking to a strap line. How you doing today? I've got a lot of noise kicking off at the moment. I have a cheesecake, a carrot cake cheesecake to consume today. It's absolutely mwah, chef's kiss. It's perfect. I love cheesecake. I love carrot cake with an orange on the top. Like, even better. Like, sometimes if you put a request in for like 4 or 5 weeks, then you can get stuff delivered to the spaceport, and it's amazing. Today I want to quickly throw a video together. It's Thursday. Like, I don't know about you, but like, I think we're all time traveling. I think we're on the edge of a perillion. Is it like the edge of a black hole? It's called perillion or something like that. I really think that's where we are, because weeks just fly by. Like, I literally look up from a Monday thinking I've got a fresh week, and it's already Friday. Like, I'm literally one day away from Friday. Anyway, today I wanted to talk about sticking to a strap line, and it kind of comes out of the fact of watching other different blockchains and how they operate. We are seeing all kinds of things happening across the sphere. DeFi took a hit this morning with I think it's Titan Finance, or one of the DeFi projects, going all the way up to like $60 and then down to zero, just proving how much you can lose money in this space literally overnight if you've not got your finger on the pulse with this stuff. But what I wanted to really talk about today was how we are still a chasm, a universe, a galaxy away from your average Joe even caring about this stuff. Like, they may know of the words blockchain, they may know the words Bitcoin. They're probably never ever going to read a white paper. I've probably read 1 page of a white paper. I'm just not that academic or intrigued by it. I can kind of understand and comprehend how much of a game changer it is in terms of what it brings to society, right, on a big scale. But I don't feel like I need to be a nerd or just be pulled out or pulled up on it. Like, I feel like I'm back at school. If you want me to like read the whole thing and then just so that I'm informed about it, then I feel like that changes me in some way. I end up becoming a nerd who goes around almost being a prophet, trying to tell people of pages of this thing when they didn't really give a shit about Visa or MasterCard or their banking system. They're just like, we just know, or we've been brought up to know, that they're places where we store money or have stored money. I'm not sure if my granddad or grandma ever stored money under the bed, but I'm pretty sure they used banks. So yeah, I feel like we're a chasm, like a universe galaxy away from people like switching over to a decentralized version instead of like a central. I think most people can understand the idea of a building in a high street where there's money and you go in, or you go to the ATMs and pull money out of that and you have an account there. I think people would understand the model of that, the centralized, even though there's lots of those banks dotted around the country, kind of in a decentralized manner, they're still a central entity. If you have a complaint, if you need support, you go to the central entity. And obviously they take a little shaving off the top of that, money-wise, for support and maintaining the brand and security and the systems and developing the software that you log into to check your accounts and all that stuff. But I feel like a lot of these blockchains out there, especially some of the Bitcoin forks, I think one of the major issues they have is they don't seem to have a singular message. Like, they don't have a strap line. If you watch any Visa or MasterCard video that's ever been released, it's normally a couple or a family, and they're all smiling, probably having lunch somewhere, and there's always like a macro zoomed in shot of the credit card, and it's like focusing on either the Visa or the MasterCard logo. And by the end of the video, after all the sound bites and all of like the empowerment SEO words that they've thrown in there, you know, like live your life, empower you to do the things that you want to do, all of that stuff. When you get to the end of that video, it's always dead simple. It's the name, the word, Visa or MasterCard, and then a strap line enabling you to do, or like live your life your way, or something like that. Very clear, very direct, not on the fence, not left, not right, not black, not white. It's just literally, this is what we do, and we do it for you. That's the idea behind it. There's no go and read our white paper. There's no like read the manual. Like, I don't need to know how the bank operates. And I think the general public, they don't want to have an opinion about a bank. Like, you'll probably chat about it in a pub. You might say, oh yeah, HSBC is better than Barclays, or Barclays is better than HSBC, or I prefer Monzo over Revolut. You might have those conversations because there's features that you like. I can do this and I can do this, or yeah, when my wages are paid in, I get it a day before, so I know what's coming in. Or I can separate my money and put it in separate accounts, and I can have savings account, yada yada. Some of those features make people move. Oh, I wish my bank did that. I'll go and move. But I just think we do branding and the strap line really badly. All people see looking at these things, and so at that point you've lost the person's interest, because I could scream till I'm blue in the face that BSV is incredible because they have this bigger block size, it's super fast, the transactions are super low, it has a beautiful like UI UX application similar to Cash App in Hand Cash. All of that stuff is lost because people looking in at Twitter or YouTube just see drama, just see tweets of people like arguing. And while I've never looked for tweets for banks, and I'm sure there's a lot of people posting stuff like, you suck, I've lost my money, or like, you won't give me access to funds, I'm sure there's millions of those tweets directed at banks every single day. It's very clear what a bank does, and it's very clear with the frustrations, the common frustrations that people have with banks. So I feel like the real work that needs to be done is not to just chuck money at loads more influencers at these blockchains. I use BSV because I like BSV and recently got into it. I like the fact that I can do things very quickly. I like the fact that if I was ever to make some of my projects where I sold something, you know, like packages or themes or packs, I can get paid instantly and pretty much like, you know, within maybe under 3 seconds. There's a couple of other blockchains that I've used that are around 3 seconds, but pretty instant. And I can store things on the blockchain, you know, files, audio, everything else. So I think we've got kind of a bit of a branding issue with a lot of these blockchains. We don't have strap lines anymore. We need to get back to one sentence strap lines. What it does very well, very easy, and focus up on that. We don't need to be like debating back and forth across Twitter. Twitter's not chat. Twitter's like, I don't know what Twitter is these days, to be honest. It's completely changed since like 2005, but I think we could be doing, I think those conversations that are back and forth on Twitter need to be content. They need to be video shows. Like have 3 or 4 people in a team and have 2 teams go against each other about one particular question, and let other people watch that as content, as entertainment, so that they can make an assertion about the product from that, instead of like the bickering and all that sort of stuff. Like, do what Visa card and MasterCard do, is very simple, very clean, very like, okay, it's a bit cheesy, you know, with the whole like empower you in your life. Visa are there for you when you need us most. But they're not left or right. They're not trying to be anything. They're not like trying to be towards any kind of group. And most of the time anyway, when you get a bank card, it's pretty much been a bit of a gamble as to who I'm going to get, Visa or MasterCard. Most of them have been MasterCard. And that's just a little stamp in the bottom corner. I don't really care when I go to pay something what network it's going through. And it's only been because of blockchains in the last 2 or 3 years of playing with them that I'm actually starting to be interested about where does that go, who's paying that, like where is my account in the world, in the digital cyberspace, where is that stored, who has ownership of it, who can tap into it, who has like the ability to take data from it and craft stuff around it. So I think there's going to be a lot more people wanting control of their accounts, and so that's where, you know, decentralized applications and DeFi, decentralized finance, people are, I think, going to jump on those things, and a lot of the other projects that have expected hundreds of thousands to millions of people to use are not using it. The general public are not coming, and I don't know if they ever will, because there's always something new to replace it. And the people who've been doing this forever are really good at marketing, they're really good at promotion, they're really good at turning the right people's heads, and it would be very easy for these centralized entities to roll out blockchains. And I think the time window is getting narrower. I think the hardcore group of people on these different blockchains need to come together and have a strap line, stick to that strap line, make content for the general public. The general public are not just going to suddenly rock up one day and be like, oh, I really need to get on BSV, or I really need to get on Polygon, or I really need to get on Matic, because they're quite happy just being where they are right now. Unless you do something that is a lot cheaper than what they're already doing and a lot faster with the same features they already get. So you can't bring out a product that does not have the features that you already get, plus more features that the centralized entities don't have. That's where you need to be before you get the masses to come and play with this stuff. It's got to be of a huge, huge benefit. There's so many add-on things that banking can do, like cash could do. The legacy stuff, the saving stuff, all of those things in DeFi could be amazing. Legacy in DeFi could be amazing. Like if I could contribute bits of money and that compounds over so many years, maybe paying for like my daughter's 18th birthday, or towards a house when she's like 25, 30. I don't know, I just think there's loads of add-on areas that we're really not looking at for the general public. The general public, they don't sit on the edge, they're not on the tsunami edge, they're not interested in the latest and greatest technological advancements. They want everybody else to beta test it first. We are the people who use this stuff every day. We're the beta testers for them. They want a kind of finished or a mature product. They don't want to learn about all this stuff. They just want it to work. Anyway, that's my rant today. I have cheesecake and carrot cake combined, so I'm already winning today. Just my thoughts. Have a great day. See ya. Bye.